Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back. Welcome back to Trek on the Tube Live. We're back at it. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I don't know if I'm gonna get a lot of views. That's fine. I have channel updates to do anyway, so we can jump in that. 3 people are watching. Hi everyone, how you doing? How is everyone? I hope you're doing fine. The times are difficult for some of us, myself included. Yeah, today's topic is the future. What's going on? I'm being sent memes. That's a fine. Starfleet boy, Jacob Prize, the crew. The crew is here, and other people too. Hello, other people. Hello, everyone. We haven't begun yet. We haven't started yet. The topic today is the future, which is very, very vast. It's a very general topic. It's nothing specific. I wanted to talk about the future of Star Trek. I wanted to talk about the in-universe future in which Discovery finds itself. Hi, Father E, how you doing? I wanted to talk about my personal future, your guys' future. If you have things that you need to share that you want to talk about, go ahead and do so. Keep in mind that, like, though you can make things very personal, I'm absolutely fine with that. Keep in mind that this video will be uploaded to YouTube and will remain on YouTube for a while, so just be careful what you want to share. And yeah, I wanted to also talk about, I suppose, the future of this channel. There we go. It has to be addressed. So I want to talk about, and this might help me vent a bit also. I don't know if I specifically have mental health, like if I'm not feeling well, but I vent a bit with my boy Starfleet boy and my boy Trekker Prize, Garen Sahel. We talk a bit, and so maybe talking about this here will help as well. Shishon girl, hi, how you doing? Caleb, how you doing? So many people. Thank you so much for joining me. Before we begin, please do keep in mind that you can support this channel on Patreon. You can check out the links in the description. Go become a patron supporter, and you can also use the special chats to help finance this channel. Also, hit a like; it always helps, and leave as many comments as you want. This is a lively discussion, or at least we'll keep it be. We'll try and keep it that way. Trick or prize. I hate to do this, and this is my OCD talking, but you got to dust off your ships. I know you tell me that every bloody week. I know. I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. I will. I'll deal with it. Okay, so before we jump into some big things, I wanted to do a bit of a channel update, and I wanted you guys to be involved with the channel update. But before we jump into the channel update, I got to talk about myself. I have recently, and I don't talk about myself too much too often. I don't go, dive into the personal things, but I have been juggling this channel with a 40 to 45 hour job. So week, 45 hours a week, 40 hours a week job for about these past 4 years. So basically, when I moved here and started doing that job, I also started the channel, and it's been challenging at times, and that's why sometimes videos come in late. That's why I'm a bit tired, etc., etc. Some of the edits, sometimes I have to take them down and re-upload because I missed something, what have you. And I haven't had time to dust. I'm going to use that as an excuse, Gary. That's why I didn't dust. But I quit that job. I was feeling very unwell at that job, and I'm not going to start trashing the company or anything. I personally wasn't feeling well there. I had to leave. My immigration situation put me in a position where I couldn't leave. I was basically trapped there. I had to continue working there until my papers came through, and they did, and so I quit, and now I am here. I have no job, and we're gonna be living off our savings for a while, but that's okay. It's fine. I feel better already. Believe me. I feel like a weight has been lifted, and so I'm very happy about that. Hello, everyone. Happy Veterans Day, America. Happy Remembrance Day, Canada. Happy Armistice Day, Britain, France, and Belgium. That is very true, Donnie. You're absolutely correct. I don't have the, is it the poppy? It's the poppy. Yes. Thank you so much to all of the veterans that fought for us. I'm so sad to see that things are going wrong in some places of the United States and across the world. But back in the day, they fought for what was right and for what was good. Yes, Shishon Girl, it does. It feels great. It feels better. I feel better already. The job that I was doing was a night shift as well, which means I was working from like midnight till 9 or midnight to 10. Sometimes I'd finish earlier, depending on like, you know, if it was a good day, would finish at 7 or go home. But then of course you're not paid for as many hours. But yeah, like it was a night shift, so it's exhausting. You have to take naps in the middle of the day just to feel somewhat rested, but you're always exhausted. And like doing that for 4 years is insane. And then like the amount of work that you put in, and well, you guys know how it is. Sometimes you don't get the recognition that you feel you deserve. In certain places, it wasn't Star Trek. You know, it wasn't that Starfleet vibe where like people are so supportive and happy when you want to change department or whatever it is. Anyway, that's all gone. That's behind me. I will find another job sometime soon, but for the moment, I just feel like I need to take some time for me, which brings us to this channel. I want to take time to kind of grow the channel. So what do you guys think I should do? Do you guys have any, and I'm not necessarily asking you like, what would you guys like to see on this channel specifically? Would you guys have any like ideas or input? I'm not basically telling you, hey, make this channel work. That's not I think it works fine. From a creative standpoint, it's just like the numbers, I suppose, in comparison to other channels out there, it's not as healthy as other channels are. I'm very happy with the creative outlet that it provides me. I like doing my reviews. I like tackling the original series, and I like doing the Mandalorian things. I've covered branched off into Star Wars now, and that's real fun. I'm doing these Captain's personal logs. I don't know if you guys have checked those out, but that's this new comedic endeavor that I've started up, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. Yeah, I feel you. Caleb, I feel you. In my first job, my boss was very toxic and abusive, and others told me to just suck it up and take the paycheck, but eventually I was fed up and just not doing great mentally, so I quit. Yeah, that's the thing, right? There's a point where you have to kind of find that balance. It's like people are like, oh, don't invest yourself so much. Just do this or do that. And it's like, but you can't really turn off who you are. And if you feel very invested in what you do, and like when I do something, I try to really put myself into it. And if that's just not following from like other employees or the employer's perspective, you're kind of like, well, anyway, you can't turn it off. You try it. Anyway, there comes a point you have to quit and you have to go. Okay, so Gary says racist videos were fun, and personally I'm missing those. Also do the Canon Cop, there's his own Spot and Muratati. Okay, so the Canon Cop and Mirror Trick on the Tube and Bob will all be doing more appearances now that I have more time to do these things. When I was working and I had to like pump out a video a week for Lower Decks, it was very complicated for me to start getting into character, you know, the behind the scenes here, ladies and gentlemen, everyone of the internet. Oh, I can't put it on the government, but yeah, I got to do these things where I dress up and I have to. It takes scripting, it takes a setup, and I have to like move my camera about and move the friggin' mic and what have you. But yeah, so I'll do more of that. I'll do more Mirror Trick on the Tube. I'll do more Bob. That's fine. Bob isn't too hard to do. Ain't that right, Bob? This is live. Come on. But yeah, I can do more Canon Cop as well. Do they deserve their own segment? Does the Canon Cop deserve his own like a weekly show or something? And yes, you talk about racist videos or species videos as they've been renamed. Yeah, I can do more species videos. One is coming. I've got the Orions video in the works, considering we just had a character called Tendi, Dvana Tendi in Lower Decks. No spoilers for Lower Decks, but one of the main characters is Green and Orion. Probably was seeing that. So I'm gonna do videos about the Orion species. Yeah, more species will be coming. I'm gonna jump back into like canon and lore explanations. I want to talk a bit about Starfleet. Some of my older videos are really cringe I find are not like they have a lot of views, but they're not very precise. My Starfleet uniforms video isn't the most precise, but then I was winging it. I was improvising. I had no notes. I had nothing. I was just sitting there and I filmed myself speaking for a while, and then I edited it down to the video. All right, what else? I say go beyond. This is Donnie. I say go beyond Star Trek and Star Wars and sci-fi and fantasy. Oh, and Jeopardy host Alec Trebek passed away last Sunday. Yes, he did. I never watched that, but Wife on the Tube was affected. She loved the guy, and we were looking at there was some old black and white pictures of him like hosting a music show at the time. He was one sexy lad in his younger years, Alex. So go beyond Star Trek and Star Wars and sci-fi fantasy. Yeah, that's something that I've been juggling with for a while now, because there's a lot of shows that I very much enjoy watching, and a lot of movies that I watch. And I watch a lot of movies and I watch a lot of TV shows, and I'm an opinionated person. I have opinions on them. Do you guys think it's too off-brand to really branch off and like? Because I just watched, for example, I don't know, what did we watch yesterday? Black Klansman, the movie with Adam Driver. Is not a very good movie. It tells a poignant story, but it's not the best of movies. Anyway, should I start reviewing random films essentially? Because I watch a lot of things that vary greatly, like from Annihilation to Emma, right? Just, I mean, if you go onto my IMDb, like what is it? My activity on IMDb, the recent films that I've watched goes like The Wedding Planner, that was garbage. The Village, that was interesting. American Psycho, I'm not the biggest fan of that one. But then there's things like Friends with Benefits. Oh, and Hubie Halloween. Don't watch the new Adam Sandler Halloween movie. It's fine. You don't need to watch that. Enola Holmes was fun. And let me hit you with some controversy. Cuties is not a horrible, terrible thing like many people are saying, though it is not necessarily a good film. Anyway, so should I branch off into like all of these different things and review all of that, or should I really keep it to maybe at least science fiction? My topic analysis videos are great. Yeah, so I'll be doing more of that, more Starfleet lore, like Star Trek lore and explanations. That's really what I wanted to do this channel for. That's why I created it in the first place. It was for people that were new to Star Trek. I thought Discovery's going to bring in a whole new audience that don't know anything about Star Trek, and I thought maybe explaining Star Trek to those people or for those people in like a simple way without spoiling too much about the story would be a good idea. That kind of got derailed, I think, for various reasons. One of them being Star Trek Discovery kind of went against what Star Trek was before. Be that as it may, like a good thing or a bad thing, it just kind of reimagined what Star Trek as a franchise and as a universe is. And so there was kind of no point explaining, you can go on and explain what Section 31 is, but Discovery did it different, right? So yeah. Once a month, a Canon Cop special. Maybe once a month, a Canon Cop special. I love Adam Driver as Kylo Ren, and I do thank him for his service to the United States Marine. Simplify. Yeah, Adam Driver was one of the best actors, I think, in that Star Wars sequel. He's a good actor. I still haven't seen, what is it, Marriage Story? Marriage Story? With, I think, Scarlett Johansson. I agree with expanding beyond Star Trek whenever you feel like it. The Mandalorian videos work. Have you ever checked out Future Man? Highly recommended fun. I haven't. I haven't checked out Future Man. I was gonna start watching what's it called? Oh, what's that? Red Dwarf? Is that it? That's like the English sitcom. These things will help on a creative outlet thing. Like these things won't really help view-wise, I don't think. I've been replaced, to put it frankly. there's a sea of competition out there now when it comes to Star Trek reviews, and like Easter egg videos and stuff like that, and like no shade, but channels like Trek Central, what are they, like Trek Culture, they've grabbed the audience and the attention now. Like these channels have like 50K subs. They're doing huge videos. They interspace their review and Easter egg videos with like clickbait videos, top tens and stuff like that. And so they bring in that audience. They get the views on that. And I don't think I can really compete with that. And even if I wanted to, like I don't want to do top 10 videos. You know what I mean? But like, what were you guys thinking about things that? Okay, so I love Star Trek Voyager, and I find myself just very much appreciating it. Would videos like why I appreciate Star Trek Voyager work? Because that doesn't fit into any category. That doesn't fit into like explaining Star Trek or the universe. It doesn't fit into reviewing. It's just more like I suppose, a video essay or a sharing of thoughts about why I appreciate said show in said way. Like, do you think that would work? Oh my goodness, Caleb Richardson is coming in. He got to disagree. Well, you understand where the director of Cuties is coming from. You don't tell a story about the exploitation of children by exploiting children. That doesn't track. Yeah, we can get, that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I won't jump into that right now. I have strong opinions about that. We could do like an entire live stream about Cuties. Anyway, I think we can leave it at the fact that the director received death threats, and that's too far. Anyway, that would be a nice one-off gig, like why I like Voyager. I watch competition. I watch the competition, Trek Culture, Kowalski, etc. But I always learn something new from you. That's very kind. That's very kind. Again, I'm not saying like in this sea of competition that like no one has their place. I'll admit to you that to you guys that I've felt like just quitting this channel multiple times because I'm like, what's the point of having me around? Kurtratz, God bless his soul, makes amazing videos and does like great Easter egg, videos as well. Kowalski does the most elaborate reviews, and he understands exactly what he's watching. And then of course, like Trek Culture, Tricks, like all of these things, they do all of these great videos. I'm like, what's the point of having me around? Why do I matter? So that's where, and I suppose like, I have less of these thoughts now. Maybe the job was affecting me. To be honest, I don't know how the psyche works, but maybe my this negative energy that I was getting from the job was affecting how I was kind of looking at this creative outlet. I am very content at releasing like the original series reviews, even though they get no views. Like there's just a couple of you guys that watch them, and that's fine. I enjoy it. I will say though, the fan base on this channel is a bit older. Like my main demographic is, what is it, like is like 35 to 55 or something. And I don't think you guys are very much into commenting or sharing or doing watch parties and all of the things for the youngins. But you always leave the most compelling comments on my reviews. It like I get these long, very insightful comments on my reviews, which is great. I love. Please, by the way, the next time you watch a video of mine, comment. Always leave a comment. It makes me so happy to read what you guys have to say. All right, even if we strongly disagree, that's fine. It's okay. Anyway, Caleb, I've considered starting a Star Trek Explained in the style of Star Wars Explained, but I would probably have to contact Alex, who owns Star Wars Explained, and also contact the person who owns the defunct Star Trek Explained channel. I'd be interested why you put Voyager above TNG, especially DS9, my favorite. This is JK. Was it just the time in your life when you watched it? I like it for what it is, but firmly agree with Steve Shives. What does Steve Shives say? I think generally speaking, as a fandom, we can kind of agree that Deep Space Nine is the superior of the shows. But then there's always a difference between what your favorite is and what the best is. Like, I like Lady Gaga's music. I wouldn't I wouldn't put her as one of the best musicians. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I think Voyager was an immensely wasted opportunity on many fronts. So much more fun than Voyager. Still much more trick fun though than what we got with Discovery. Yeah. Thank you, Joseph. This is how European currency looks like. Hi, Toddy. Thank you. I lived in Europe for 12 years. I know. I was there. I used that currency on a regular basis. Though I got to be honest, for most of my life, I've never really touched. I like it. I very rarely used actual currency. I've always been using cards and whatnot. There's something that I think Voyager doesn't get enough credit for. It's being the actual spiritual successor to the original series. It's the first show since the original series that really went out there and did something new. It's like they were exploring new space, there were new species. It was all about new stories, and they were doing the scientific thing. And I have heard the argument, and I agree with this a lot, that Voyager missed the opportunity to kind of break down the ship as it went along over the seasons, just ransack the ship. And I would love to see like a Frankenstein Voyager by the end of it. But I have seen this other very compelling argument that says that Voyager was a very positive, uplifting show. And when you feel bad, especially in these times, like in COVID times where we all feel a little down, it's nice to pick up a show where everything's fine. You know, it'll become hell for like 40 minutes, but by the end of it, it's fixed. And then the show can reboot, reset. And there's still character development and evolution of story in Voyager. I think it balances a lot of things quite well. There's plenty of things I hate about it. Please. ASC. No hard feelings. There will always be hard feelings. You hurt my feelings, SC. You hurt my feelings. But I mean, yeah, to tie it in, SC, this is also directed at you. I crap on a lot of things Discovery does, but just wait till 2036 when I get around to reviewing Voyager. I'll be crapping on a lot of things in Voyager too. I absolutely hate the fact the cargo bay fits a million ships in it. I can't get over that. It boggles my mind that they didn't do something about that. But anyway. You love Voyager so much, Gary. I know. You matter because you have different point of view, different opinions. Maybe don't spend so much time researching Easter eggs, but shorter videos with things they missed and your opinion. Yeah, I've been hesitating with dropping the Easter eggs recently, because the Easter eggs is what makes the videos, well, first of all, a lot longer, and it takes a lot of time to find the Easter eggs, right? To find them, find the references to older Trek, and really dive into this. And like it was fun to a certain extent with Lower Decks, but it became a bit tedious at some point, because it's like, oh my god, there's just all of these references all the time. So I don't know. And considering now, like, I've kind of dropped doing news. I don't need to do news anymore. And I have mixed feelings about that. Like, first, I don't want to do news anymore because I never really wanted to do news. I thought that doing news would be interesting so that it would keep people up to date. But realistically, I am never up to date. So might as well let people like Kowalski jump on that, because they can kind of tackle those news things right away. And what's the point of delivering news if you deliver it like 2 weeks late, right? It needs to be news, can't be olds. And also, like, I find that from a channel aesthetic, like if in 20 years from now someone's just exploring, maybe there's a defunct YouTube channel, it won't be full of theory craft videos and news videos that essentially were only there for like one-time viewing. I know it gets the views in, but it was only useful in that specific moment. It might be fun now and then to recapture, like, oh, this is what they were talking about back in 2017 before Discovery came out. But it's like, what's the point? Whereas a review, I feel like, is more timeless content, right? Maybe my opinions will change, and that's just a thing of life, I suppose. But it's more timeless content, and it can stay on. I think explanations about Star Trek as well. Though there will come a point where I'll have to like say I'm explaining Star Trek from like 1966 to 2005, and then everything modern era. So Kelvin timeline and Kurtzman era, all of that isn't really part of those videos because I can't really tackle what they haven't finished with yet. You know what I mean? Oh my God, so many comments. I can't keep up with your comments, people. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Voyager's character development was limited to Seven and the Doctor, though everyone else was stuck in time until the bitter end. I would agree with that to some certain extent, but I think that's a very Star Trek thing to do. Like TNG is Data and Picard. You know what I mean? And again, I think Deep Space Nine tackled the character development on most to all of its characters very well. So that's probably the only show that actually did that. Enterprise is like Trip Archer into Poe. Trip Archer into Poe. That's it. That's all you get. All of the others is like you could put a cardboard cutout of Travis on the bridge for an entire episode, and I don't know if someone would notice. Like they could have legit done that. You could CG Hoshi in the background and be like, who cares? But I love them both. I love Travis and Hoshi. They're great. This has been the year of hell. It has been the year of hell, Shishon, but it's over. It's over soon. One thing I really like about your vids is their brevity. I don't want to watch a review longer than the episode. I agree on that. Jesse Gent is putting out really long reviews I've seen recently, but then Jess is tackling issues that I wouldn't even dream of addressing. I don't have the personal experience to start tackling the LGBT issues and the trans non-binary and all of that. So I think maybe that takes a lot of either explaining or I don't know. Maybe it's just like it's when the themes and topics are kind of more difficult to talk about, where I just go and say, oh, the acting was good, the acting was not good, whatever. But yes, I do try to keep my videos brief. I also don't include recaps. Like if you're coming in to watch a spoiler heavy review for an episode, I'm assuming you've watched it. You don't need a recap. You don't need me to tell you what happened in the episode. You just saw it. So that also helps with the brevity of it. Again, SC, I find that I use my rational button. But that's the thing. Like if I think that I'm having a rational argument or that I'm using a rational example, then that's what I think, and you can't really change that. I would tell you to use your rational button too, but you think you are as well. I guess we just disagree, but that's fine. Voyager had the luxury of coming on after 2 stellar shows, so they learned a lot and avoided some of the learning curves on a new show. They played it a bit safe after Dark Return of Deep Space Nine. Yeah, I guess. But then you could say that Enterprise had the safety of coming in after 3 shows, and Enterprise completely stumbled. Sylveon fans, just keep Easter eggs. I might keep them. I'll keep them for this season of Discovery, that's for sure. Like, I can't... The completionist in me cannot begin a season of Discovery doing Easter eggs and then stop halfway through. I couldn't do that. I would have to... I'm going to carry on doing that. Anyway. Happy I made you smile. How are you doing? How am I doing? How are you guys doing? Tell me, how are you guys doing? I'm doing okay. I'm feeling better. Just the fact that I'm not working so late. Well, I'm not working at all at the moment. But anyway, like when I find a new job, it'll be a day shift. Just the fact that I'm able to do that because like we have baby on the tube. So once 5 o'clock comes up, which is in half an hour, I gotta go get baby from daycare, and then wife on the tube comes home, and we don't spend that much time together as a couple. We have to, kind of take care of food and baby and what have you. But now I don't have to go to bed right away because I got to get up at midnight. Now we can watch a movie together. We can discuss. We can watch an episode of something. She still hasn't watched Discovery, people. Anyway, I got to get her to watch Discovery. She's not a fan of the show. This household isn't a fan of Discovery too much. But yeah. But yes, I'm doing better. I'm feeling better. I'm happy doing these. Look at this. I'm drawing Peppa Pig for Baby on the Tube. Look at that. That's some professional Peppa Pig, right? Look at that. And this is my dinosaur. Look at that. Skill. Yeah, no, I hope you guys are doing good as well. Reviews are great, but you should feel free to jump around the time, mix it up. Are you actually going in order with TOS right now? Yeah, I am going in order. I think that if I mix it up, it'll be with other shows. When it comes to Star Trek, I want to do the reviews of the original series. Like, I want to do the reviews of Star Trek, the franchise, in order. But that's because it enables me to do a full rewatch. I'm one of those people. I'm like you. I sit down. I'm like, what Star Trek should I watch? But then you think about, like, I don't know what Star Trek I should watch. Having the reviews coming out in order enables me to kind of know which episode I'm rewatching, and it's great for me because I watch an episode of Discovery, even if I do my first watch of Discovery as just a fan. There's always that intent to review it, but I didn't do that with other Star Trek, so I only find it fair to do that with Star Trek now. Like, I'm gonna watch the original series, The Next Generation, the animated series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, everything. I'm gonna watch them with the intent of reviewing them, and I find that puts them on a fairer playing ground with Discovery and all of the modern Star Trek shows, because by the time I'll get to Enterprise in 2057, there'll be another million Star Trek shows out there. Unwinding with whiskey and Coke. Yeah. I did a Drunk Space Nine with Sahel, with Starfleet Boy, a while back, and I don't think he ever published that. I haven't really touched my whiskey since. That was that was interesting. You missed everything because it's still at work. And you got a work call because you're doing these streams at 4 p.m. I am doing these streams at 4 p.m., but it's nighttime here. This is Canada. This is the Isles of Canada. It is dark here at 4. Sir. It's a lost episode because we passed out. All right. I didn't want to say it, but you said it. So yeah, we passed out. So the episode got lost. It'll be in the Blu-rays or whatever. Like, it'll be in the behind the scenes features someday. What we should do is like a bonus episode of Starfleet Boy After Dark, where we do a live commentary of the Drunk Space Nine conversation that we did. Anyway, by the time I'm done with my reviews, we'll be living in the Trek era. I hope so. Wouldn't it be so cool to finish the reviews in like 2063, I think it is, when First Contact occurs? I firmly believe in First Contact. That is the one stupid thing that I believe in. I believe that we'll have a First Contact. Anyway, what did we want to talk about? The future of the channel. So we've talked about the future of the channel. I didn't want to do too much theory crafting, but if you guys have any like ideas about the future of Discovery, the show, like where it's going, at least for this season, go ahead. That's fine. New content. Patreon. That's right. I wanted to talk a bit about Patreon because I do have a few Patreon supporters over on Patreon. Look, in a perfect world, I could get this channel to like 10K subs by the end of the year and then just power through 2021, gaining subscribers, and I would love to make a living, or at least be able to pay rent just making content, like creating content, which is like with the Trek Chat podcasts and the Captain's Personal Logs podcasts. I have some super secret projects behind the scenes as well, which is very difficult because I've never been one to kind of sit around and say, hey, I want to do this super secret creative project, but I need money to do that. Can you finance me? I feel weird doing that, but it is very much a thing that happens nowadays. So I don't know. Anyway, Patreon. I've been thinking about Patreon exclusive content, maybe to incite new patrons and reward patrons that have already been around for a while. What kind of exclusive Patreon content could there be? And again, I'm not the kind of like I don't like buying deluxe CDs when there are just because there are 4 extra songs on it. I like my deluxe CDs to be like they have a better presentation, the box is nicer, there's glitter on the cover. I don't know, but I don't like when there's like literal extra content, like extra, and so I kind of feel awkward that way with Patreon. But I have to just grow into it. This is how the world works. Patreon content. What could I do? What would you guys enjoy as patrons, or as like to incite you to become patrons and financially help out this channel? What would you like? I also want to make music. Y'all don't know this, but I make music, or at least I try. I need a beat maker, by the way. If you know anyone that produces instrumentals, send them my way. I need instrumentals. I'm gonna be making and writing some music. By the way, nude body painting uniforms. You want me to do a, what do they call it? What do they call it? The OnlyFans? Is that it? Where everyone does pornography? I don't think people need pornography specifically here. Anyway. Yeah, I'll try and figure something out. I'm gonna try and do some Patreon exclusive stuff. I sing in the shower or in the car. Yeah, I mean, come on, who doesn't? Who doesn't? I had a coworker that never sung. She never sung, not even at concerts for her favorite artist. She would just stand there and not sing. And I'm like, yo, how do you do that? How do you manage that? What did Caleb say? Have you thought about uploading your YouTube videos to Patreon so patrons get ad-free viewing? Oh, that's interesting. That's an interesting concept. So you pay for the patron, and that enables you to get like ad-free. That could be a thing. My friend could help you on the music. Yes, Fathery, contact them. Tell them. Also, early access. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of people do that. Like they'll release the video, you get early access to the videos, but before it comes out. Like you watch the video on Patreon, and then like the next day it comes out. I think I'll look into that as well. Though honestly, I'm probably not the most scheduled person because I'm always late on everything that I'm doing. But yes, we could try that out. Laughs on YouTube Premium. You pay for YouTube Premium? Is that good? Is that any good? Well, you can close YouTube and the videos still keep playing, I guess. You can, I guess you can do the dishes and listen to a podcast. You have it and you love it. Well, there you go. I ain't got no YouTube Premium. I got my Disney Plus and I got my Netflix. And we here in the Canadians have our Crave. But yeah, another Patreon idea, a free Halloween t-shirt. That's actually a good idea. That's actually a good idea. All right. In about 4 days, on the 15th of this month, we are going to be releasing the 2 Trick on the Tube holiday season shirts. And these things are going to be, I think one is going to be exclusive for this holiday season. And I think I'll keep the other one on just for like as a regular shirt that you can buy whatever. There's like an ugly sweater style t-shirt that's gonna come, and yeah, no pressure on the 15th, Gary. Come on, get cracking. Hopefully it'll be the 15th, maybe a few days later, but the objective is the 15th. Yes, there'll be an ugly sweater style shirt, and there'll be another one which is more comedic, because ugly sweaters aren't comedic, right? Anyway, those are the holiday season exclusive shirts. Maybe, yeah, there can be like a thing where I could do that. I could do a if you become a patron, as an added bonus, you get access to a free shirt. I can send you one of the shirts. That's pretty cool. That could be a good idea. I'll have to, because you look at, like, when you go onto Patreon, you got the different tiers, and I could maybe do like if I do the $5 per month, which is way less than the shirt costs, especially with shipping. You join for $5 a month, you get the free shirt, right? And of course, some people would just leave the Patreon, but that's fine. I have YouTube Premium too. It comes with YouTube Music. YouTube Premium supports monetized channels. You get from me more than from an ad. For me, 11 euros for 6 accounts shared with the family. Oh, okay. This is really not on topic. I was expecting to talk about the future. This is the future of the channel. Starfleet boy, Mr. Captain boy. Well, tell me, what do you want to talk about the future? Let's talk about the future. The future of what? The future of your country is looking a bit brighter. All right, I don't want to make this political, but I think we can all kind of agree. What do you think is going to happen on Discovery tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen on Discovery tomorrow, and I haven't seen any of the teaser trailer footage. I don't watch anything about that. Well, they're going to find the Federation. That's what I know, but I don't know anything more than that. They're going to find the Federation. And I don't know. God knows what will happen. Burnham will do something. I think that's a safe bet. Burnham will do something. You think it's in the Delta Quadrant, lol? You think it could be anywhere? Who knows? There's spore driving everywhere. They just zap themselves to another place. I hope they're going to address the fact that the mycelial network was getting hurt or disrupted by that, because someone mentioned that in a recent conversation we did, and then I went back and read about it and looked it up and like I re-watched parts of some of the episodes, and yeah, there's this whole thing where the mycelial network was getting hurt by what the Discovery was doing to it. So maybe they'll address that in the future if they continue doing the sword jumps. I personally dislike YouTube Premium because I can't get the free viewing separate from YouTube Music. Like $12 a month for YouTube Premium is a lot. Yeah. I feel like the whole concept of YouTube Premium goes against what YouTube was made for in the beginning, but I guess everything is made to make money. So what do I know? Yeah. The future of Discovery. I don't know. We're gonna see the Federation. I don't know what the main plot is for this season. That's the thing. Like, for the moment we have step one, which is we need to find the Federation. And so we've had very much in video game style, we've had quests. It was like find your team or like regroup. And so like the Discovery ship and then Burnham, they regroup. And then it's like unlock the key to open the door. So they unlock the key, metaphorically speaking, of course. They unlock the key to open the door, which is Adira and Tal. And now they have to go to the Federation, and it's like once they reach the Federation, I suppose unlock like this. The plot is what figuring out why the burn came to be, what the burn is, and how it came to pass. I suppose, was it someone? Was it something? Is that the objective of the season? Is that the plot of the season? If it is, it's interesting because season 1 of Discovery, the entire multiverse was in danger, and then the entire Federation was in danger. Season 2 of Discovery, all of what is it? Biological life was in danger. And then season 1 of Picard is the same thing. And then season 3, I suppose all of warp drive and like moving around the galaxy was destroyed before the season picks up. And rather than like trying to stop an event, we're trying to figure out why it happened, I suppose. So it happened pre the season. Anyway. Federation is now on Bajor. Favorite theory right now. Is it? Oh, is that a theory? Federation is now on Bajor. Oh, that's interesting, I guess. Why Bajor, though? That doesn't seem nearly far away. The Federation is on Bajor. That seems too close. I would have like the Federation should be on something like completely friggin' unexplainable. Just Konos. No, they're not going to show us Klingons. They're not going to do Klingons this season. I predict that we will see no Klingons at all in this entire season of Discovery. They're just like, nope, we're staying well away from that. Speaking of the future, what kind of post-Discovery show would you want? I know Discovery ain't going anywhere for a while, and we get the Section 31 show after that, but like, what do they do? What do they do after this season of Discovery set in this time frame? Oh, by the way, we are going to release that because the timeline is false. The timeline that we made is false as it stands. There's we set Discovery like 3208, and that was on me. I thought it was going 950, but it was 930, so it's a bit off. But we're fixing that. We're gonna put out the new timeline once the season is over, because I don't know what's gonna happen by the end of the season. Like, I don't know if we're doing another jump. I don't think so. I think Discovery's gonna stay put. But just in case the finale gives us like another time jump. Also, no pressure. Yeah, but that's fine. That's for 2021. We'll be releasing that January of next year. So we're gonna let the first season of this third season of Discovery end. So yeah, what could they do? What could they do as a show post this? I don't know. Frankly, I think we need to figure out what's going on in this season, and then we can kind of advance. I didn't want a show where the Federation was gone. I thought the Federation would stand forever. But keeping that in mind, I would see a show where like the Federation is united. Okay, so there's this thing with cultural identities, right? And I think that Starfleet and the Federation homogenized the galaxy too much. All of the ships became Starfleet ships, and all of the like wherever they go, they put on a big, ugly, gray Starfleet building. There isn't any Klingon, like, sorry, not Klingon. There isn't any Vulcan aesthetic lift in anything. There isn't any Andorian or Tellarite aesthetics left in any of this. And I think that I would like to see a show that addresses like the mosaic of cultures within what. Yeah, that was the theory from work. Burnham caused the burn because the first letters of Burnham are burn. Anyway, I would like to see a mosaic of cultures represented in Starfleet, in the sense that we have, like, even though it is one big grand organization, the Federation working together for one goal, I think it would make sense to continue having Bajoran ships, Tellarite ships, Andorian ships, and on screen it would be visually more pleasing, right? It would be way cooler to see Andorian ships, Tellarite ships, maybe Romulan ships if they're part of the Federation at that point. That would be so cool to have that. And I would see I would do a show where they go to, say, Andromeda. So they go to another galaxy, but we follow a fleet. Instead of following just one ship, we have like maybe 6 ships or like 10 ships or whatever. All of them are of different species. So we have like an Andorian ship, Tellarite ship, whatever, a Gorn ship, who knows, and they all go to this other galaxy. and they try to figure out what's going on there. And they discover things, and they go on like this adventure, and you can have really crazy sci-fi things going on, and you could almost push this in like a completely, like, if you wanted to make that technology doesn't work over there, or it's like it's all magic based, kind of like the if you guys have seen the animated series episode The Magics of Migas 2, you could almost do like a fantasy show based in the universe of Star Trek, and it works because all of the physics are completely different because they're in a completely different galaxy. And so you have like the human ship has mainly humans on it. You could have a few like a Bolian or whatever, and then the Vulcan ship has mainly Vulcans on it, and of course you could have maybe like a Cardassian on it, whatever. And you see how they deal with conflicts differently. You could maybe split off the ships in like separate groups. Like you guys go over there, you go over there. You still have a fleet captain. You have justifiably a big fleet, which means if you really want to do a war or a battle at some point, you have those ships. You have that design, that story element set up. Sorry, yeah, they definitely need more melting pot culture soup. Yeah, and it would enable us to have alien captains. I mean, Saru is great. Now he's an alien captain, but finally, we need some alien captains. Like have Romulan ships, Bajoran weapons, Vulcan tech. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm assuming that like the homogenized Starfleet technology is like we take the best. Like I would think Andorians have the best weapons, right, of the Federation. So the Starfleet phase is based off Andorian tech, that kind of thing. But this would be different. So I've never seen Battlestar Galactica. I have no idea what Battlestar Galactica is like. That is the show that I will be watching when this season of Discovery ends. I will begin my Battlestar Galactica. Maybe I should do Battlestar Galactica reviews. Hey, what do you guys think about that? Not Easter eggs or anything, because I don't know anything about that, but maybe I could just do like reviews for Battlestar Galactica as I commence my full watch. What do you guys think about that? Captain RGD, will Discovery get any real love from fans? This is my favorite series. When will Picard season 2 happen? I don't know when season 2 Picard will happen. Maybe our boy Kit Wolski knows. Will Discovery ever get any real love from fans is very difficult. I think that maybe in 25 years from now, we'll have a similar situation to what we're seeing with Enterprise, where people are like, it's not too bad. Or people are like, it's not my favorite, but it's still a Trek show and I like it. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Will Discovery ever get like an overwhelmingly positive love from fans? No, I don't think so. And I don't think that's a very realistic thing to ask. If the people behind the show decided to completely change the direction and the style and like just everything, the aesthetic, everything of the show, maybe. But I know people like comparing like how Discovery gets hate to how TNG got hate when it came out, how Deep Space Nine and Voyager got hate when they came out, but Discovery is different because it has now become symbolic of the hatred that one can have for modern Star Trek. You know what I mean? Like if you were to take Discovery season 2 and Picard season 2, they do have a lot of similar issues. They do have a lot of similar pros, similar cons. They made in the same style to some certain extent. But Discovery has obtained this position where people are just using it as an example now. And that's always going to go against it. Always. Like people will always say the day I dropped out of Star Trek was with Discovery. You know what I mean? And they're always going to use that. Even if by the end, like even if the show really, really improves. I say this as not the biggest fan. If you guys are the biggest fans, then you guys don't need it to improve, I suppose. But even if the show just got to become one of the best Star Trek shows that was ever out there would still be a huge part of the fan that would be just like, nah. Because it's a symbol now. Its Discovery is symbolic of the hatred that older Trek, fans from before Discovery have. So yeah, not my Enterprise, not my crew. Yeah, Enterprise is way more crap than Disco, and I still like Enterprise. Enterprise is a lot safer. I'll say that. Like Discovery at least tries things where Enterprise was just like, let's take this. Enterprise is the closest thing you can get to the Orville within the Star Trek universe, I think. People say the Orville is very much TNG. Nah. The Orville is very much Enterprise in the sense that it's just like recycled cheap, only half-baked ideas from TNG, and that's kind of what Enterprise is. I'm so mean. I'm sorry. That is the past, people. That is not the future. But Rick, BJ dropped in to say hi. How you doing? We haven't spoken in a while. I want to speak to you. How you doing? We should watch a movie sometime and talk about it. Yeah, I haven't seen Battlestar Galactica. Will you do the animated series reviews? I will. And again, when I'm doing my full rewatch of Star Trek after the original series, I will go into the animated series. The animated series is one of the best Star Trek shows, by the way, people. It's really, really good. You guys should watch it. I really love the animated series. It's real fun. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. There's like so many of you. I wasn't expecting this. It's like an impromptu kind of random stream. Hit those like buttons. Hit the like buttons, boys and girls and everyone. Everyone hit the like buttons. What are you doing? And yeah, and thank you to Joseph. Thank you again for your European currency, sir. Like I haven't been in Europe for so long, I don't know what the currency is anymore. What do you guys use? European dollars? Is that it? Have you seen Star Trek Continues? I've seen the first episode of Star Trek Continues. Which was, I watched Enterprise really, really late. I watched it just before I started the channel. I wanted to know Enterprise before I started the channel, so I watched it once. I've seen it a second time since then, but I watched Enterprise once before I started the channel, and then I watched the first episode of Continues, but then Discovery came out, and I was like, I'm not going to concentrate on not canon Star Trek, like fan films, even though I was told that I am told that Continues is really, really good. I wasn't convinced by the first episode, to be honest. And I don't know why that is. I don't know what didn't convince me, but yeah, it is a thing about new actors being in the roles of those iconic characters, and I guess they must get better. You know, like just like the Kelvin timeline characters, like actors, you kind of find that groove into that role as it grows. So yeah. Just joined the stream. What's the topic of conversation? It's supposed to be the future. It's supposed to be the future. The future of Star Trek, the future of this channel, the future of the world, the future of you. If you have something you want to share about your future, feel free. What are you doing? My future, hopefully, will be as a content creator. I would love to be a content creator. I would love to make music and do reviews and do my comedy podcasts. And I've got those super secret projects that I'm working on with people that whom I shall not reveal, just in case. But yeah, I would love to create. I love arts, and that's how I would like to see my future. I am from the future. 7 hours in Toddy's future. You are. But also the future of the world. How's it going? Is it going better? The future of Discovery, which is getting a 4th season. What do we all think about Gray? Is Gray going to remain a ghost? Check on the tube for president 2024. That's not a very artistic job, becoming president, I don't think. Anyway, I'm not an American citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I couldn't become president of the United States. I'm going to be honest. I think president of the United States must be a very, very difficult job. Hot damn. I'll leave it at that. Y'all have issues over there. And regulating them, fixing them, changing things it's a country of extremes. And yeah, anyway, Gray better remain a ghost. 3 times is too much, in my opinion, for that trope to be repeated in Discovery. You'd be the worst president. Would I be the worst president, Mr. Starfleet boy? Do you stand by that statement? Would I be the worst that you guys have had? I'll accept it if you say yes. I'll accept that. I'm just wondering if you really stand by that statement. No joke, lol. Picard. Okay, Gray better remain a ghost. I'm on the complete other side of that fence. I hope Gray's not a ghost. I hope they bring back Gray and Gray becomes a physical being. I just hope they just don't do it again in like season 4. Like, stop with the ghosts. But I hope Gray becomes a physical character. I want Gray to become a real boy. so that you can interact with the rest of the crew and have conversations with people. Not just Adira alone in the room with the cello. After Biden will run for office and become the 40th. What? Oh, after Biden, I will run for office and become the 47th president. It'll be Kanye West, boy. You're gonna get Kanye West as the 48th, no 47th, because Biden's the 46th. Anyway, Gray will be saved by the power of mushrooms like Colbert. That's the one thing I don't want. I don't want Gray to be saved by the power of mushrooms. I want Gray to be saved by something else. Please do not save them with the power of mushrooms. Anyway, Picard next season predictions. There's, to be honest, no groundwork laid for any kind of story that they could tell, but I think that they will go in a unification direction with uniting Romulans, Vulcans, or Romulans with the Federation in general. That's what I think they're going to try and go with in the next season of Picard. I would like it to be a small, self-contained, archaeology-based story about Old Man Picard going to dig up an artifact, but it'll probably be something bigger than that. And I would like it to it can't be anything Burn-related because that's too soon. But Gray isn't really a ghost, though. He's a subconscious manifestation of symbiont's memories. TNG did that manifestation. That's very true. Guinan will be there. That's very true. Guinan will be in Whoopi. Whoopi Goldberg will be returning and being in Picard season 2 as Guinan. I think it'll be a thing where the Federation makes up with the Romulan people, and I think we're gonna see something. I would like to see. I think we're gonna dive into like a 7 of 9 centered maybe story where 7 of 9 and Picard work together along with the Fenris Rangers to like help the instability in the sector, right? But in a more Picard diplomatic way than a Fenris Ranger kind of activist or violent kind of way. That's where I think they're going. And doing more of that Romulan thing would enable them to kind of dive deeper into characters that they haven't necessarily dived into, like Mr. Swordman cutting off people's heads, Elnor. Yeah. And then there's the whole Soji thing. That's right. Series 2 and 3 of Picard will work towards Soji's introduction into Starfleet and hope Rios gets to be the next captain of the next Enterprise and the crew. And yeah, I don't think they're gonna go to an Enterprise thing. The Fenris Rangers. The Fenris Rangers is a fantasy name. Kind of. Everything felt a bit fantasy in Picard. A bit. Like the names. the Zhat Vash, the Zhat Vash, whatever it was. But then I guess the Tel Shia. The Tel Shia and the Obsidian Order sounds really goddamn cool. Anyway, that's the future of Picard. The future of Star Trek lies now in the hands of Strange New Worlds as well. Anson Mount, we're counting on you. I'm gonna have to leave because it's 5 minutes past 5, and I have to go and get baby on the tube. Adira getting non-binary pronouns going forward is great. Not sure how I feel about the symbiote triggering her non-binary realization, but the actress explained she came out during filming, so it fits. We'll see how that goes in the episodes. I haven't seen any of that yet. Yes, when Elnor is not with me in my fantasies. Oh, there we go. Starfleet Boy keeps Elnor on lock. He keeps him in his room. Anyway, it is the way. It is the way. All right, that's it. You guys need to tell me, what do you guys think about, for example, Battlestar Galactica reviews when I do them? Is this channel too inundated with reviews? Or is the amount of reviews fine? I should just do some more species and explanation videos as well, because I'm going to try and release some of those more of those explanation videos. Thank you so much for joining me. This was great. There was so many people here. You're all the best. Thank you so much. Your love means the world to me. Leaving already. I know. I need to go get baby on the tube. I'm 6 minutes late. No, I'm not. It's open until 6. I have until 6 to go and get her, but I try to go around 5. That's the thing. All right, thank you so much. This video will be available on the channel for rewatch. I think it's in 12 hours. YouTube has this thing where the live streams come up 12 hours after, and then the live comments are only available a bit after that too. But you know, you can watch this. You're all the best. Thank you for joining me. Live long and prosper. Hopefully the future will be bright for all of us, and the franchise, and the channel, and for all the new presidents. Yeah, that's it. See you tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm doing a live stream, but not on this channel. I'm over on Starfleet Boy. We're talking new episode of Star Trek Discovery. That's it. Thank you for chatting with me. I might try and do this once a week. Leave a comment telling me when it suits you best, and I'll try to adapt. But the last time everyone told me do it on Sundays, and then I didn't do it on Sundays because I can't do it on Sundays. I'm sorry. I you know, there are certain days that are family days. Anyway, that's it. Like, subscribe. We have to say these things. You can support this channel over on Patreon. Most of all, and more importantly, live long and prosper. I can't hit the end stream button with this hand and do the live long and prosper. I got to try and learn how to do the live long and prosper with this one. It's not too bad. And I will dust eventually. All right, bye, guys.